Stop fighting the 5% of your mind and start using the 95% of your mind that actually has the power to help you change. This is something I wish everybody knew. You cannot afford to not know this. Most people try to fix their anxiety, procrastination, self-sabotage, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, people-pleasing, perfectionism, and on and on and on with logic, reading books, therapy, trying to understand the problem, digging around in their past. And not that those things aren't good, or even meditation or visualization, or what else have I heard? I mean, really, most people typically come to me as a last resort, and what I hear on a daily basis is this: Susan, I have been to decades of therapy, I have read the right books, I have been to retreats, I've even tried plant medicine, I've done all these things to help myself, but the problem is still there. Yep. And here's why. Because you have been trying to fix this with logic, which is a good start, by the way, because your conscious mind is responsible for logic and a little bit of willpower. Yeah, and here's the other thing I will often hear. I need more willpower. I wish I could be more self-disciplined. I wish I could push myself more. How come other people can do it, but I can't? You're barking up the wrong tree. Again, this does not need more willpower, self-discipline. This needs work of the subconscious, when actually the subconscious, which is that 95% of you, is responsible and in control of your habits, your behaviors, your thoughts, yes, the ones that are on repeat and on loop, and the ruminating ones as well, yes, and the anxious, worrying, all of that. Your subconscious is running a program that is causing that. And this is why hypnotherapy works when everything else fails. So no, hypnotherapy is not putting people out of control or, taking control of their minds. Hypnotherapy, and I'm only speaking for Susan Urban Hypnotherapy, gives you the opportunity to regain control over your life and your habits. Yes, even those unwanted habits that you've been struggling with for decades, years, those too, easily, effortlessly, and naturally. And yes, we can do this virtually, and yes, it works relatively quickly. So if you're dealing with sugar cravings, this addiction that won't stop, the compulsion, the chronic physical pain. How many times do I hear, I've been to doctors, I've been to therapists, I've been to psychologists, I've taken the meds, but this problem is still there? Yeah, because you have not yet been given the approach that actually works. And the approach that works is to work with the conscious and the subconscious, the mind and the body. Again, so many people try to think their way out of this problem or trauma. Yes, this also helps for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Most of anxiety and depression is post-traumatic stress disorder. And this is another thing nobody will tell you. And that's why when you actually start to work with your subconscious, that's when you can change and transform and heal and all the things that you might be looking for. So again, nothing wrong with trying to fix this with logic and the conscious mind. It's a good start, because we need to identify what's the problem. What do you want? What's important to you about that? And then once we have these answers, then we got to go work with the subconscious and understand, how can we change this pattern? How can we change this behavior so that you can finally start doing the things that you said you wanted to do? And I see this even with what you might consider high achievers, CEOs, people who are at the top. There's always something that will stop them or block them or keep them, sort of in a rut. Or, maybe they have reached the point where I've come so far. I have achieved so much, but I feel empty. I hear this a lot. No, this is not weird. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. It's not your fault. But there is something in the subconscious that is trying to communicate to you. So, needless to say, if you want to get in touch with me, you know where to find me, private message me, or you can just book a private call, which is free, and we can have a serious conversation and show you how you can actually quickly and easily change. And it doesn't have to be this uphill battle. I'm trying, I'm forcing, I'm pushing, I'm hustle grinding. Yeah, And how is that working for you? And don't get me started. The shame and the blame and the guilt that comes after all of this, needlessly. So feel free to reach out. Have a great Sunday.